welcome! Today we're going to be going through the April, it looks like, ArtSnacks box. It's square now. It used to be a rectangle, so maybe we'll have a square pad of paper. We will see. I do not know what's inside, so we're going to open it up, find out what's in there, and then try and make some art with it. So I hope you'll come along with me. Just need a knife. I'm gonna try and be quick about this so we can get on to the action, right? First we have a bubble wrap bag, and inside we'll find 2 menus, one outlining the contents of the ArtSnacks box and one outlining the extra 2 items in the ArtSnacks Plus box, which this month are the 10x10 wood panel and the fine liners, which we see. Ooh, water resistant, all in the color black, and there are 6 different widths. Literally the width of the box again. Okay, so it's a 3/4 inch profile wooden canvas. Enjoy that texture, very smooth. It's by Art Alternatives. And then the remainder of the items are from the actual ArtSnacks box, which we get a little candy. And I'm very excited about this. I was just thinking about how I don't actually know where to find this candy, and I really wanted one. And now I have one. A lot of childhood memories wrapped up in that. Gently remove those. There are 2 tubes of gouache. One is in ultramarine deep blue and the other is orange. It's whole bean acrylic gouache. There's also the M301 by Zebra, and it's a 0.5 millimeter graphite. Yep, for sure. We have this month's ArtSnack. Hello. Hi. We have this month's ArtSnack sticker. It's orange and blue, just like our gouache. And finally, called the Snap Brush by Filbert in the size 8, and I think that's an oval brush. See how it's flat but oval? Let me double check. It could be wrong. It doesn't call it an oval brush. So, how did the paintbrush win the lottery? They had a stroke. Good luck. So this is everything within last month's ArtSnacks box. So we're obviously going to be painting on this with this. You can also sketch with that and then apply the paint with that. I'm going to need my sketchbook. You could totally swatch the paint in my sketchbook. I think that'll be just fine. Just use this plastic for a palette as of right now. Oh my gosh, that is beautiful. That looks exactly like the bottle. Beautiful. How does the blue look? Yeah. Blue looks a little darker than the bottle. I don't know. That's basically the same thing. We're fine. Might need more paintbrushes, but go ahead and swatch these without any water so we get that full opaque. I'm also painting on white, so you're not going to really know how opaque it is specifically. But if I apply 2 spots of paint, and then I can go over them again with the other color, and then we'll really know just how opaque they are. I also have the pencil, and all of these pens. And that's those. Kind of see the difference in width. Once the gouache dries, we can test the pens on the gouache. I've had trouble sometimes with pens on top of paint-like surfaces. Obviously wait till it's completely dry or it will gum up the nib. Let's grab the pencil and just maybe start sketching some random things. Things that are orange or things that are blue. You know what, I'm drawing a face, so I'll just do that first. That's always my best warm-up. Something chibi with a big smile and ears and a little butty. These colors remind me of an original character of mine. Her name was Philomena, and she was from the future. She had 4 buns, and she had blue hair. And she had this like outer layer shirt that was like a tank top. Basically, she wears like a onesie that's polka dot with these like outer layers that are more loose. I think I also changed this to be a high-waisted skirt because when I came up with her, low rise was the thing. Tells you how old that character is. Fun fact about her story, I was writing it on like the family laptop, and so I put a password on it. It was like a Microsoft Word document, and I put a password on it, and then I forgot the password, and we were never able to recover it. Fun story. Really upsetting at the time, though. Ooh, orange is dry. I'm gonna take the paintbrush. We're gonna try and apply the orange on top of the blue and see how opaque. Alright, it's not quite as opaque as I dreamed it would be. We'll also try the blue on top of the orange. That one seems to be working a little bit better. With a second layer though, the orange would work, I think, on top of the blue. So that's not too bad. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing! I'm supposed to be brainstorming blue and orange ideas. We got this one. And this guy. There's my Marlin and Dory from memory. I feel like a lot of logos are blue and orange. I feel like what we're gonna have to do is just draw something that's not orange and blue, but like make it orange and blue. Just keep drawing faces! And faces are very much not orange and blue. I'd really like to try my best to not use anything outside the box, if possible. Feeling a little creatively blocked here. I just kind of like glob some paint and see what happens. Oh, now we can definitely see how opaque it is, because you can see the pencil sketch underneath. I like how globby it is. It's so globby. I also kind of like this texture from the paint. I think because it's so thick, when it dries out, it like creates these dry splotches. Kind of a new texture. Definitely don't have that with markers. Clean off the brush. Actually, why don't I take a little water? Kind of see what happens. Ooh. Turns into like watercolor. Probably use that to my advantage somehow. And then I'm gonna try a smaller brush. Try and do little details with the blue maybe as like our line art. So this guy's small enough and he's not that small. But he's smaller than that. Well, that one over there. All right, let's try the blue and see what happens here. It's kind of a cool contrast. I think that's something cool about the gouache is that you can literally layer this blue on top of the orange and you still get that vibrant blue. It doesn't look like super muddy even though you're layering contrasting colors. And that's kind of interesting to me. A little bit of water might be helpful to make it go smoother. Now that I've watered it down, I can kind of see the difference between the scalp and where there was no scalp. Clean that brush off. I think I will grab some white. Could use a white Posca pen. I don't know, I kind of just want to add highlights, you know? I have a gel pen. Ooh, I forgot I need to try the pens on top of this. It is cool. Like, I love the flat color vibe. I'm just not sure what I'm actually gonna do with this. Like, do I want to just draw a face like that? That would, if I do, I feel like I need to bring in some white. Ooh, I do have the white. So I'm thinking, add a little bit of white, or a lot of white, you never know. Mix that with some orange. A little bit of orange and a lot of white. Then I have a lighter orange, right? And then I can add highlights. Ooh, that is bright. Kind of pretty though, like the contrast between this and the other orange. But I want to go over with the darker orange underneath the nose again. It needs a shadow. Do the same thing with the blue and maybe add a highlight to the hair. See how that looks? Alright, now obviously it could be a different subject matter, but I really want to go with that style where it's like the solid color with just a little bit of rim lighting. I also have not tried any of these liners on it, but I also kind of prefer the vibe without it. I'll wait for that to dry though and see if there's someplace I can put it. I'm just gonna color that in. Why not? Nothing's stopping me. Don't stop me now. We gotta be careful. Yeah, the white, it gets even more opaque. Blue is so much more opaque. Now it's gray though, because I think I had a little bit of orange on the brush. I don't feel like I gained any new perspective with that. I like it. It just looks very different than this. This is more of a different style. Maybe if I go over that again with like a highlighty section. It's very like rough, which I do like. Definitely do something like this, but I don't know if I want it to be a face. You know what? I might grab Pinterest and just peruse. You never know. Honestly, I really like this. And it's got two main colors. Oh, someone else painted it. Ah, everybody already did it better than me. It obviously has to be something that can allow for flat colors. What about, just trying something here. What about one of my pudgy little animals in sweatshirts? What's an animal that's like orange or blue? Or we can obviously just make it orange and blue like we did with that face. I'm picturing a frog right now for some reason. Then it wouldn't be ears, it would be eyes. I've never drawn a frog in a sweatshirt. Would I still keep the body the same shape or would I make it frog shaped? Like obviously he'd have little webbed feet though. Oh, and a little tail. Do frogs have tails? Not really. So how would we color this guy? I'm thinking he'll be light blue. Oops, that was orange. Well, now he's gonna be a light gray frog. Actually, that's kind of a dark gray in it. We'll let that dry and I'll mix a new color. I don't want any orange in that. I want it to be more vibrant. Yeah, look how much prettier that is. We'll go with this. That gray color does have a place. It'd be really good for shading if I decide to have a shading layer. We will see. Okay, next up, do the hoodie, which I guess we're gonna do in orange because that's the other color we have. I'm just trying to decide if I want it to be a gray orange or not. Put a little blue from my brush on there because he's vibrant, so he could go desaturated with something. This has promise. I love drawing little animals in sweatshirts. It just makes me so happy. Now adding the white to this definitely made it more opaque, and I'm not sure I can see the sketch. Definitely you can use the dark blue for some line art, I think. We want to go even lighter for like this part, like his little chin. Maybe slightly darker blue for some dots. Oh, and we need dark orange line art on the sweater. Give him some eyes. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, when did that happen? No! I was not planning on coloring the whole thing in. I wanted the character to just kind of stand out. Oh no. Should I just do blue line art on the whole thing or just the frog? Maybe if I just go with the orange on the outside of it, it'll feel more tied together. There we go. Okay, that looks really cute. All that's left is to add a little shine, because he's a frog, right? He should be a little moist. So that would be with white paint. Just add a little line here. We just need rim lights all around. A little more white than that. I feel like that adds a lot of extra spice. Do I want to switch this over to the wood? I'm not sure what pose to draw him in. I could draw him sitting since he's a frog. I don't know. I didn't really put a lot of time into designing him. I just went with it. What about crisscross applesauce? Ooh, what if he's like kneeling on a little lily pad? But he's also wearing a sweatshirt. So what if the lily pad was like a gaming chair? I don't know, what's modern? He could be on his phone. That'd be kind of funny because then I can make him cross-eyed. I would make that look like a phone though. Body, sweatshirt. His hand's obviously gonna be in the pocket. Classic. Make it look a little oversized. I like those legs better. We'll probably do something more like that with the wide leg. Feet, that's the one. I think that's just cuter. Do you want him standing on a lily pad? You need to give him more of like a double chin. You know when you look at your phone, you've got a couple chins. We all do. What's something I can do to the lily pad to make it more anthropomorphic? I could put a bus stop sign. What's something that wouldn't be a bus? You could call it the boat stop. Oh, and then you have the thing with the times on it, right? I like this idea. It's really cute. I wonder if it needs to be more interactive, you know, like it's just a character standing there and a character standing there. Also, if it's like a bus stop, I mean, it wouldn't be labeled like this, but if it was like for going to school, there needs to be like a backpack involved, right? I don't know. I kind of just want to flesh it out. I'm thinking if we take this sign, you can also make it a little cartoony. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight, right? Maybe a little... Ooh, what if it's on like a cattail? That wouldn't really make sense. I don't know. Let's just see what happens. See if I can make him like lean on it. Maybe the phone in this hand. Other hand could be in this pocket. I feel like then his eyes would be kind of shut if he's looking down though. Does that still look like a frog? Maybe if his legs are like more crossed. How do you lean up against something? Let me try that again. I don't know what sound I just made. Problem is, I feel like the longer the leg, the more anthropomorphic it is. The more naked it feels that he's not wearing pants. Something about it feels a little more odd than that one. Also, that one's shirt comes a little lower, so I could do that. Punch out the legs a little bit more, make them less human. Yeah, that's much better. Something about it just wasn't sitting right. That one has promise too. I just feel like you can't read the sign. Maybe if we make it higher or twist it. Maybe if we bend the other way. What does a bus stop sign look like? Oh, it has a little picture. I was wondering if I should put a little picture on it. Something like that. Oh, I forgot his backpack. It's in here somewhere, I swear. I think we will stick him on the lily pad. It's not the most sensical, but just gonna make it more fun, and it'll ground him on the canvas. I don't think I'm gonna be doing backgrounds. We could do cattails though. Again, I don't really have the colors, but there's options if I want to add some background. Is that it? Do we go with that? Do I slightly change it? Okay, so if this is our canvas, we have a square, right? How am I gonna fit it on there? I want the lily pad. What if I make him more sideways, like he's leaning up with his shoulder? No, I think I like this one, but I'm gonna straighten out sign. So that means I want that centered, and then he'll be more like here. I guess it just comes down to finding a layout that works on a square canvas, because that's part of the challenge here. I feel like if I do this, have him not lean on the bus stop sign, fills up more square space. See how how this is like space on the sides and this one is more square. Does that make sense? All right, moving on to the canvas. I think I've decided we're gonna put the character there, bus stop sign there, lily pad here. And what we gotta do is try and make sure the lily pad covers this blob. That'll probably be the horizon line there. Got a little bit of a lily pad. Make sure he's kind of round. Now, we're gonna fill up the square space. Basically, the sign probably needs to be about there. And our character can fill up this space. Big head, body, give him a bit of pose. A little sweatshirt. I feel like he's standing with a little too much confidence for the bus stop. Like when you're waiting for the bus, you're not really ever in a good mood. This pose says too much of a good mood to me. The same head, I guess. Let's try something else. Maybe even make his face look a little bit more impatient. Eyes, nose. Kind of lost the backpack. What if we do messenger bag? Okay, make sure the eyes are looking at the phone. Little webbed fingies. One leg's a little wider than the other, but I like the wider one better. So I'm probably going to try and make this one look more like the other ones. So we've got the lily pad basically centered, and then he's off to the left, and then we'll have the bus stop sign here. Gotta be big enough to read. I'm gonna have to decide if I want some of this action. Probably have it come like outwards. Round out the legs a little. Make them look more pudgy and less rectangular. Do I want to play around with the eyes a little? Looking down at his phone. I liked it better when it was more rounded. How did he go from Happy Frog to this? I mean, I could do that and then make him smile. Oh, how about a cute little smile? I feel like if I have them have higher cheekbones, it looks more frog-like. More football-shaped. That's a good description. I kind of just want to expand it a little bit. Then I also have to move the eyes. Look at his little slim phone. How do I make this look like a boat, but also a school bus? Give it a, aha, give it a door. Maybe if I draw a school bus and then turn it into a boat. What was that picture? Oh, it's from the front. You have like a bus like this, and we'll make it a boat. Does that look like a boat? That looks like a face. I wonder if there is like a boat stop sign that already exists. I don't feel done, but I also feel like I'm kind of just got nowhere else to go with it. All right, let's start with some colors. We need the blue gouache up here. I don't have that much white left, so hopefully this goes well. So first we need a mid-tone blue. So we'll take a decent amount of white and a respectable amount of blue and mix those together. Now I gotta work quick because it kind of dries. Just go ahead and color them in. I'm not erasing anything because this seems to be covering over it pretty well. I love the way this looks. It's going on very opaque. Currently added no water to this. It almost goes on better on this than it did on the paper. Ta-da! That's all the blue, actually. Well, all the mid-tone blue. So let's add a little bit more white and then do those spots while this is still wet. Color that in. Color between the webs. And then I need to color in the chin. Luckily, there's a lot of paint left on the brush because we're running low. Looking good. Let's clean the brush and switch over to the orange. We're gonna need to add some white to this as well. Big old glob. I'll just go ahead and color that in. I forgot the orange isn't as opaque. Might come in handy anyway. There we go. First layer of orange. You can add some white for the eyes. Straight white. Add those spots maybe. Probably could do almost, not yet, but I could paint with straight orange over this thing. This thing. This is gonna get covered up. I'm just kind of experimenting to see how this looks. Let's add the second layer of our light orange color. Fill her in. Alright, that's already looking a lot better. Gonna take some of this and make this look better. Alright, need to let that dry. Just adding in some color to the sign. Okay, some base layers down. I feel like most of what needs to happen now. Oh, shoot. No! Dang it, now I'm gonna have to add a background. I didn't want to! Alright. Oh, okay, well, the white's still a little tacky, but this part's all done, so I want to just go ahead and add the line art. So we're gonna have to add probably a little bit of water to the brush. Let's see how they go. Go start with the top left. Just work our way around. and hope for the best. Alright, this is literally the first time I'm using this line art on the orange sweatshirt. Let's see what I think of this. We have to add that here so we know it's the same thing. Right, then we move to the larger brush and color in the lily pad. Just wait for everything to dry after that, probably. Oops, a little too much water. Have to wait for that to dry to really see what we're working with perfectly. But for now, it's a good base layer. Probably should work on the sign, I'm thinking. Oh, there's not much in here. Oh no! Not too much room for error here. But I want to fix some of this. I also wanted to add that like rim lighting to everything. I just gotta paint over the blue lines. Tone them down. Add the orange border. Some water. Alright, now I need to draw a boat. There you go. Looks like a sign. I want to just add another layer of this stuff. We can add some highlights before the white dries out. I'm gonna try this tiny paintbrush to see what I can do with that. Just a little juicy highlight. Look more like a shiny frog. Maybe here too. Alright, now I need to add line art. I'll turn that sideways. Okay. I might like to mix a little blue with some white to add a little to the lily pad so it's not quite so flat. Now do I want to add in anything else? A little lower lip. Just try and erase this. Hopefully it mostly erases. So it look a little cleaner. It's got a certain amount of charm with no background. Suppose I could add whatever's left in our juicy whitish blue. Just add like ripples of water so we know he's on the water. Oh, I need to sign it. I'm gonna try using the orange with a lot of water maybe, and we will sign it somewhere. That, I think, will do it. Ooh. I'm not sure how it looks from this distance, but let me give you a little close-up so you kind of understand a little bit more what I'm feeling. I have one major regret, and that was having the sweatshirt kind of curl up over the belly instead of down, because I just looked back at the original sketch and it kind of curves downwards. I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, don't love that. But it's still cute. I'm really, really happy with this face. I think that's the definite plus side from today. The face turned out amazing. But I still prefer all the sketches, which that tends to be normal for me. I always like the sketches the best, but here's a good close-up of all of those. And this turned out really, really well. I feel like the chunkiness works better smaller maybe, or maybe I should have used a bigger brush for the like line art of this. But there she is. Sorry, I thought I was done, but I'm not quite. All right, now we're done. Now we're done. Thank you guys for watching, and a big thank you to ArtSnacks for sending their ArtSnacks Plus box my way. I really enjoyed going through it and trying out gouache on wood, which I don't know if I've ever done before, but yes. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed coming along with me as I designed a little froggy sweatshirt guy. I'll see you guys all next week, and I hope you have a delicious evening full of waffles. Bye!